Hey everybody, welcome to the first ever Bombcast. I'm Travis Saxon, the VP of Content Development at BombBomb. I'm so excited to be here with Steve Passanelli, the CMO of BombBomb. Steve, why did we create the Bombcast? Take us through that.
So this is going to be a bi-weekly show, Travis, where we're going to lift up the everyday heroes through video. We're going to show you what people are doing to communicate more effectively through video, not just marketing videos. And if you're in real estate, not just home tours or neighborhood tours. If you're in sales, not just high-end videos with green screens and drones, which you can see that stuff out there on YouTube. What we're going to focus on is communicating effectively using short-form video messages. And this is something that's not readily available out there. You can't go and look in and see how people are communicating to a new lead or how they're following with a past client and what they're saying, because these are one-to-one videos. So we wanted to take that dynamic and we wanted to share that dynamic and show what some of the top people are doing that are sending thousands and thousands of videos, and let everyone else in on the secret of how powerful that video can be. So these are going to be short classes, 20 minutes or less, or short shows. And our goal is to provide everybody with 4 solid, tangible takeaways. Every show, 4 things that you can do and that you can implement no matter what industry you're in. So why don't we kick this off, because we don't want to add a lot of fluff to these events. We want to get right to the 4 takeaways. Travis, introduce our guest and let us know what we're going to be talking about today.
Awesome. I'm so excited. Our first hero is Jesse Peters with Remax One Group in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Also, the social savvy agent. You're going to figure out what that means. Jesse, tell us a little bit about yourself. But before you do, also tell us why you're the cleanup hitter in your market.
Well, first of all, I don't get called a hero very often, so thank you so much. I'm definitely humbled by those, but can you send me a recording of you saying that? Secondly, the cleanup guy. I get phone calls pretty much every single week from people around my city, around my neighborhood saying, Jesse, my home's been on the market for longer than the average, and I knew I should have called you in the first place, or someone recommended, I'm in a jam, I need to sell my house, you do video, you do social, can you clean up this mess? And boom, I say, let's do it. So I like, this stuff happens when you're able to push out video and showcase content and give the clients the best opportunity for their home to be seen and showcased. And there's no better way to do it. And so, yeah, call me the closer, call me Mr. Cleanup, however you want, whatever name it's going to be, I'm always here to help.
So let me ask you a quick question. You do a lot of video, different types of videos. Take us through the different categories. We're going to talk about 4 here today, but just for the audience so that they get a grasp of your breadth with video, take us through that.
Sure. So I've been in real estate for 5 years, and pretty much just over 5 years, and pretty much for 4.5 or 4 3/4 years, I've embraced the power of video. And over that time, I've utilized and grown, or I've utilized video in more than just listing videos. And it started off with listing videos, kind of taking a spin at HGTV meets MTV Cribs, and I was kind of like the Guy Fieri, the Food Network guy, and I kind of created my own, here's how I think a home should be showcased, kind of like a show. So listing videos, but we all know if you find the right house in the wrong neighborhood, you're not buying it. So how do we learn more about the neighborhood? So now for a few years, showcasing the neighborhood, but also focusing in a sense where I have a show called Know Your Neighborhood, and it primarily focuses on what's awesome about the neighborhood: schools, businesses, parks, playgrounds, and then also what's the market like in that neighborhood. There's client testimonials. There's fun time saying, socially sold, this place was just on the market, right? Quick 30-second hits. And utilizing the power of social media in so many different ways, starting with YouTube and Facebook and now Instagram and Snapchat, and really big picture, advertising homes has allowed me to brand myself within that. So it's really now working together and showing people every time I'm on video, they're learning a little bit more about me, whether I'm the fit for them. So by delivering more than just listing videos, we're building know, like, and trust in so many different ways.
Nice. So let's roll a clip. Now, this clip, it is from 2015. This is a couple years old, but this is how long Jesse has been doing video. I love the energy. We're going to watch about 40 seconds here, audience. And
Hey
Hey there, folks. Jesse Peters here, your social savvy realtor with RE/MAX Executives Realty. And the sky is blue and spring is now shining. And guess what that means? We have another social savvy listing for you. We are located out in the heart of Transcona in this family community at 219 St. Martin Boulevard. And that's right, this home is coming to the market right now. 3-bedroom bungalow. And hey, you got to see the rest. So why don't you go check it out after you. Thanks for coming in. Now let me give you the tour of this 3-bedroom bungalow. First of all, 900 square feet. Here's how it's laid out. Look at this living room space here. You know what makes the space feel even bigger is the loads of natural light. Floor to ceiling windows facing south means you're gonna get sunlight all day. Who doesn't want that? Open concept kitchen. Yeah, we got a bit of a wall, but that's okay.
This is exciting. So this is HGTV meets MTV meets Jesse Peters' personality. Jesse, how do these things work for you? Take us through that.
So every single home I have, whether it's priced at $20,000 or whether it's priced at $1.5 million, gets a listing video. And it's a video that allows us to showcase the lifestyle of that home, allows us to showcase, the pros of the home from our standpoint that photos can't tell you. It also allows opportunity to say, hey, what's the flow of that home going around like? And it's fun to see 2015. First of all, I think my double chin is less prominent than it was then. But that same formula of how we're delivering, right, has remained consistent. And I've done 80, 90 listing videos since then, stating right off the hop, who are you? Asking questions. Are you looking for this? Yes or no. Are you looking for this? Yes or no. So right off the hop, the potential watcher is going to say, yes, I am looking for that home or that neighborhood. I'm going to keep watching. Or they could say no and keep browsing. But within that first 15 seconds, I've said my name, said the company I'm with, and already building top of mind presence. And, those are kind of the things. And when you tag it up, I shouldn't use the word tag. When you write a post that lines up kind of with what you're saying, are you looking for this? Have you thought about this? Well, then watch, I've got the home for you. And then, it's kind of like that bait on the hook. Get juicy bait, you're going to bite. The more, and in the videos is you got to keep them informed, you got to be engaging, and you got to be entertaining, right? If you get 2 out of those 3, right? And you don't have to be Jesse Peters entertaining. Everyone has their little quirks, right? But if you can keep people watching, the longer they watch, the more they're qualified. But by doing this through hundreds of videos, those 3 things to keep them engaged, entertained, and informed, something they can't find on Google, they're going to watch it and they're going to build know, like, and trust you and say, that guy knows more than what I can find just online or what I can see in photos. And that's what every seller wants. And that's what every buyer wants. And that's how you get your home seen, showcased, and sold ahead of the average time on market and sold for usually higher than average solds.
And I love the text because it's self-selecting. If you say, are you looking for this? Are you looking for that? If someone's commenting, if they reach out to you, you know that they are. You already have some detailed information.
Exactly.
Now, we better speed this up. We're going to hold to our promise of 20 minutes. So I want to go to video number 2. And in video number 2, we're going to talk about buyer love letters. And this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. This is something I share when I'm doing a live demo, if I'm in front of an audience. So I'm going to play this video here first, and then we're going to talk about it after. But this is something that Jesse sends out when an offer is written and being sent over. Sometimes, not all the time, but he sends out sometimes. We're going to talk about how he chooses that, when he sends it out, and some of the rules and guidelines around it. But listen to how emotionally compelling this is. So let's go to our buyer love letter video. You guys should be able to see that there.
Hi, Viola. My name is Carly.
Hi, Viola. I'd just like to thank you for welcoming us into your home and letting us see it. We loved everything about it. We've decided that we're going to put in our first offer. This is our first home. Currently, right now, we're living with my parents, and we're all ready to move on and start a family and expand our family and make some good memories in your home.
We love it. We have a
I love that. We're all ready to start our family. Go ahead and say no to starting our family.
old son, and we can't wait to have more kids. This is the perfect area. My mom's a teacher. She loves the schools nearby. She loves the parks, and we fell in love with it instantly. The second we walked in, we loved.
I'm not even going to play the rest because it's already tugging on our heartstrings. And they sent that video. You sent that video out. Why don't you tell us what happened and how you go about the process that you use to do this?
Totally. So typically I put, as realtors, we're known to do the love letter. What can we do that's going to stand out, to pull some heartstrings, whatnot. And now in today's era, it's become even easier to do this through the power of video and just shooting it on your phone, right? And say, hey, tell the story, right? What do you want? How are you going to see it? And when a seller can connect with you, see the emotion, see the smiling, see who their home is going to be entrusted with into the next chapter of life, your chances for succeeding are even better. And what was interesting about this one was multiple offers. First of all, when I sent it over to their realtor, I knew when it was opened, and that's the power of BombBomb. We had the tracking, so I knew how long it was played. It was played 3 times, right, before their decision. And the interesting thing was they went with a different offer. Okay, that was more money. Wow. And financing fell through. And they came back 3 days later, and the message that we received from their realtor was, we apologize, we didn't go with your client first. We went with money over emotional connection, and that was the biggest, thing that the owner had debated. And if she went with her gut instinct because she could relate to that young couple, the mess would have never happened, and we got the place.
Wow. Right? But you also see a lot of successes too, right?
Even still, that's the funny thing. Just recently, multiple offers, a couple from Toronto, young baby. We sent over another video. The sellers sent a video back and said, congratulations.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
Right? Like, imagine being able to communicate this way. It's happening already. And if you're able to, imprint something that's memorable, these clients are telling their friends. Their realtor used video to help them get what they wanted. Use it.
Well, let's jump into the third takeaway here. Facebook Live. This is all the rage right now. And I'm excited to talk to you about this because you do a lot of live video, but ultimately live video does take a little preparation and there's variety in there. So take us through your strategies with live video.
Yeah, you know what? I like to call, and there's so many different areas doing live video now, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, freaking Meerkat. Everyone's doing it because we want to connect live in the moment and see stuff that's unscripted and raw. And I do Facebook Live for open houses primarily now, which works great for the sellers, right? Because I'm going in their home when they're not there. So they don't have to leave on a Sunday afternoon for 2.5 hours and all that jazz. But what this Facebook Live also does, when you advertise it ahead of time using the power of sponsored ads or even just post, say, hey, go on Facebook Live. You got a busy weekend? I'm going to bring the home to you. Let's connect. Call in, jump in. I call it kind of like a radio call-in show where people can chime in. Hey, can you go back to that master bedroom and can you show the condition of the ensuite again or something awesome? But you're able to connect live and answer those questions on the spot. That even a scripted video can't do, or photos can't do, or a write-up can't do, and you're just being top of mind. And Facebook, the more lives you do, the more news feeds you get on. So your audience is growing. So you, again, pushing and giving your sellers home the best opportunity to be seen and showcased. And you're helping your buyers by making it really convenient for them to make a decision.
I love that because that's the economy of scales at practice. Let's double Jesse. Let's get him out there, get him interacting with people. When you're in an open house, you can only do that 1-to-1 for the most part. And so that's an awesome way.
And the thing is, with Facebook Lives, they go back into records, right? And so you could go back into comments, right? You can interact with people. There's definitely strong value there that I think it doesn't replace, it enhances and needs to be built into more of what realtors are doing on top of video, on top of photos, on top of virtual.
Right. I feel like in the auto industry, it would be a great way to showcase a new rollout of a car, a 2017 model. Instead of taking one person that comes on the lot to see it, do a Facebook Live, have your reps in each different model and it different
100%. Or even doing, hey, a Q&A, like how many hockey bags fit in this trunk? Well, let's check it out. It's hockey season, right? Like other ways you can do Facebook Lives are for events, breaking news, what's happening. Are you at a local donut shop that just opened up? I probably would be because I love them, but it would bring more value than just listings as well.
You could tell you're Canadian. Jesse's Canadian, everybody. How many hockey bags can you fit in the trunk? So we went over 3 methods here, 3 strategies so far. Jesse, you've sent thousands of personal one-to-one videos, yes. and most of these videos have been one-to-one. They've been off the cuff, as you mentioned. They've been raw, more organic, where you're connecting with someone on an emotional, on a deeper level. However, though, you do utilize pre-recorded videos, and you have a couple of interesting strategies around when to pre-record these videos and where to insert these videos into your day-to-day flow. That obviously works for real estate, could work for other industries as well. So why don't you talk us through your pre-recording process, what you decide to pre-record, and how you make them seem more personal, like your one-to-one videos?
For sure. Now, we all have busy schedules, whether it's realtors, whether it's sales, whatever it is, whether it's a parent and kids and whatnot. If you have the opportunity to pre-record some video, it's going to save you so much time. Pre-records I often use are for follow-ups or the standard checklist where, for instance, I'm done doing a listing agreement. We've got paper signed. Listen, thank you so much. I'll be in contact with you. Then literally either that night or the next day, usually the next day because I'm not wearing the same clothes, right? Then they would have seen me, saying, hey, it was great meeting you. I'm so looking forward to having the opportunity to get your home to the market. Now, before we get there, as we talked about, here are the 3 things you need to do. Depersonalize, declutter, clean. My, social savvy stylist is going to contact you. Giving the things that are on your checklist, right? But not stating a name or not stating the property already. And you can get away with that if you deliver it within that 24-hour window of being at their house. Because they're like, well, why didn't they say my name, Carly? Or why didn't they talk about the house? Well, shit, he was just there. Pardon my language, but he was just there. You don't have to refer back, right? And that's kind of, those situations. Or, holy crow, 1-year anniversary. You've been in this house for a year. Surprise, right? And you could actually personalize it in the subject line. And you don't need to personalize it in the video.
Yeah.
Happy birthdays, 1 year. Hey, you're 3 days away from possession happening. Here's what you got to do, right? And if you can deliver those through the power of video, they don't have to say the name specific, but you could do name specific in the areas that you could type out.
So if I hear what you're saying here, it's an event-based trigger. You use event-based triggers. That's how you decide what to pre-record, what you can save time on and still connect. Or if it's a confusing process and they need to know what the next step is, you want to record that once, send that out again and again and again, saving you a lot of time and repeating the same boring thing over and over when you.
That's exactly it. And it's usually done once the relationship's already established.
Great. So we went through, and I think we actually might make it because we started 3 minutes late here. So we went through 4 different strategies here today. We started with the virtual tour and through Facebook Live. We talked about buyer love letters and what to do in that buyer love letter and how to connect emotionally and why it's so effective. We talked about the open houses and when to do that Facebook Live when the buyer isn't there, the seller isn't there and they're out. And the longevity that those Facebook Lives have and the ability for you to communicate, in the thread. And then we ended up with the final tip, which is our pre-recorded videos used off of a checklist or an event-based trigger that's going to help you save time. So we talked about gaining exposure, more exposure through live, through email, saving time, connecting with people on an emotional level. And the only common thread through all that, it's all done better through video. Bam. So Travis, why don't you wrap this up and tell us what's going on for the next show?
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here, Jesse. So our next guest is Paul Belsotti with John L. Scott Real Estate in Bellingham, Washington. Paul is a killer with video. Now, he does it a little more on the professional side, so we're going to get a unique twist there. But one of the key takeaways that I really love about this is Paul has sold 3 homes sight unseen. Buyers and sellers, or the buyers never stepped foot in that house. He did it through video. He did it through connecting emotionally. He was the catalyst. It was that economies of scale thing. And so that's one of the big takeaways. Building and showcasing your expertise in your market is another. And we're gonna get into how to make yourself more relatable on camera. So join us Thursday, September 14th at noon Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time for the second episode of the Bombcast. Thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful day.
You're the man, Jesse. Thank you.
And I do my best, raising the bar in the real estate industry. Stay social.